KK Palace, a different team to Chula Chula yesterday. The first 45 minutes, maybe a masterclass of football. And would you call it a 45 minutes where the team became a little bit too confident, knowing what happened in the second half? Or how did you see that first 45 minutes?
Overall, I would love to say thanks to my players, thanks to the Almighty as well. For me, this was a very different opponent with a different approach to the game. So the first 45 minutes, it was a little bit of how should I put it? Like the players and myself, we thought it's going to be a walk in the park, but actually they brought their A game also, make it a little bit of difficult for us. But after we scored that goal from Godwin, then the confidence boosted, and then Awilo came with that cracker, which actually boosted the morale in the game. Then we went for halftime. I told them, guys, we just need to be a little bit of effort, you know. So the more we're gonna run, and they are gonna run less, we're gonna have the upper hand. But now we invite them back into the game, which I actually was not happy with. Yeah.
And KK Palace is a team that you African Stars hasn't really faced. So it was a team that you were learning from. The two substitutes, Roberto number 5 and Jasper the number 9, they really added something different to the back line. For the back four, it was obviously Jackson Johannes coming in for Kambanda, but Raluka came in at left back. Was there a steady back four especially between Garuka and Hambira? From your touchline, what were you constantly communicating to the back four to just try to keep everything together?
As long as the back line is intact, and then we are composed, then it will be difficult for the other team to break down. But I think they spotted maybe a loophole, and then they started utilizing that side. So we just had to neutralize with that substitute of Gianluca coming on. Nothing much with that Jackson. He was doing quite a good job. Yeah, he's a left-footed. He was supporting Chalo because Charles is not a left centre back. But when Gianluca came on, we just stabilized, and they had to switch their game now to a long ball because they couldn't utilize that wing more. Yeah. So, but overall, the game plan or the way how the two senior centre backs keep them composed and calm and then dictate the play was for me a very much a very good one. Yeah.
And lastly, 6 points in the north, which is great. And it's a great turnaround for your first time as being head coach of African Stars. Next weekend, it's Cup Games, which is a different dynamic. What will be next week like on the training pitch? How will you instruct the boys to get ready for what is a different Cup game?
You guys are so much with the head coach headline. Just interim at the moment. All right. So for next week, we would prepare more or less a different approach because it's a cup game, just one game, 90 minutes. So I would also encourage my players. We should not also go to penalties, kill the game off in the first half or like in the first moments, and then it's gonna be like it's not gonna be one of those easy games as well because Bucks Buccaneers they also possess a lot of fire ammunition there. So which I think they're gonna be coming guns blazing, and they're gonna give us a run for our money. They're gonna give us a game. They're gonna give the supporters a game because they also want to put their name there. Say, hey, we are one of the teams that beat Stars this season. So we would also have to be a little bit cautious and a little bit also on our side play safe, but the objective will remain the same, is to get to the final. So once we get to the final, then the rest will just unfold itself.
100%. 6 points. Well done.
Thank you.
And next we'll obviously be joined by our captain, Ronald Keshiere Stiga. Said your name correctly. Captain, we said it in the post-match interview against Chula Chula, this will be a different game, and it was essentially a different second half. But in the first half, the boys were playing beautiful football. Going into the dressing room, was there a sense of, the game is ours, or don't count your chickens before they're hatched?
Yeah, no, the attitude was, look, we must be, very cautious, especially the first 15 minutes, because they will come out, and they really came out as we expected them to. In the first half, in the first 15 minutes of the second half, as we expected, because look, they are losing, they had their backs against the walls, so we expected them to come, and they came, and I think a little bit lapse of concentration in the defense line there to allow that through ball and allow the cross. So it was, a lapse of concentration, as I said, and we paid for it, and they scored, and they gained more confidence. They gained the momentum of the game. But I think we were stable in defense. We were not allowing them a lot of chances. You know, they are trying to play the long balls into their number 9, who's very strong, good hold up play. But I think they left it too late in the day. I think had the number 9 started, it could have been a different story or scenario altogether. But I think good resilience from the boys, and these double letters, they are not easy. We became lucky as well as the game goes. But we resisted, and we fought for the 3 points.
Yeah. And Awilo is not to be found because he's attending to his supporters and other reporters and such like that. But some people say that he's not involved in the game, is this and that. But an assist and a goal like that, I mean, he's still so important, even against Chula Chula, being involved in both instances. What can you say about? I'm not going to disrespect him by saying an aging player, but he's still always influential.
Yeah, he's an influential player, experienced player. I mean, seasoned player. You know, as they say, you can't buy experience, and he showed his qualities, and we as players also had our doubts about him because he was injured yesterday. I think he was playing on an injection or some tablets to help him with his injury. But there he is. He came, he assisted, and then he got the second goal, a beautiful goal from him. So that's what you get when you have the quality or the type of player like Awilo. He knows his business. He knows when to come into the game and when to show up. You know, most of the times they are also keeping a very close eye on him, so they don't give him a sniff in all these games because they know his qualities. But when the team needed him, he stepped up. He assisted, and then he scored as well.
Yeah. And then lastly, next week, a little bit of a different game against Bucks Buccaneers in the Maris MTC Cup. Cup games are always different, but it's a team that you have beaten before, but they have a new name, so maybe it's a new identity. How will the team go into the training camp of throughout next week?
Yeah, no, it's firstly we need to go back to the drawing boards. We need to go recover. We need to refocus our energies now into the semi-finals of the Maris Cup. Of course, I mean the boys are motivated. It's a tournament, very few games to get to the finals, and there's a 1.5 million at stake. So everyone is geared up. Everyone is, pumped up for the match of that magnitude. And I mean, we shouldn't be complacent and underestimate. What is Bucks Buccaneer? A very good team. They can put the ball down. They can play given the opportunity. So we must just go and prepare accordingly and look at few of their games because they are a ball playing team, and I think we should not allow them space. I mean, time and space on the ball because they might hurt us, you know. So that's the sort of approach we are going to take, and it's all up to the technical team as well to come and guide us as to how we will go about business in Marinda.
Yeah, but business well done. 6 points in the north. We made a lot of people cry in the stadium, but we'll go home with 6 points.
Sure, thanks.
Good work, Captain. We will have one more interview. Godwin Isep, the goal scorer. Oh, and there's a frog on the ground. Godwin, a good game from the team in the first half. The first half was Samba Boys, and you gave us a very nice goal in that first half just to say everyone must calm down in the stadium. Yesterday's game was a little bit different. How did you guys feel going into the change room? Did you feel the game was done, or how was the mood in the change room at halftime?
I don't really think we thought the game was done because when we came out halftime, I think we were just a bit sluggish in the first 5 minutes, and they capitalized on that and they scored a goal. Yes.
And your midfield play as the number 7, you are just an attacking midfielder, more on the right side, I would believe. So yesterday it was a little bit of a tough game for you, but today you really played flowing football. Your touches in midfield. Well, you have a very good combination with Chahikika Bakonja. How do you guys like to work? Do you like to keep the ball running into space or tiki-taka football to the feet?
Yeah, it's more or less just passing and moving. That's the secret to us linking up always. And we're also smart players. We almost play the same football. Yeah, so that's why we always connect.
No, that's good. And now you have 2 goals and 1 assist for the season. I'm not going to put pressure on you. How many goals do you think you're going to score as a number 7 of the team this season?
The position I'm playing is central midfield, so I would say above 5 at least. Or yeah, above 5. I would be pleased with that.
But you started the engine to give us 6 points today or 3 points today. Well done. We'll see you next week for Maris.
Thank you. Thank you.